It is officially time. KAMO 2025 round 1 in Table Rock Lake. It is currently 5:12 in the morning. I got about 3-hour, 45-minute drive until we get to Branson, Missouri. I'm gonna try to get on the water by probably around like 10 o'clock or so. Fish until around 4, and then it's lines out of the water. Prepare for the next morning, and yeah, well, we can get ready for our tournament.
I know you can be tired.
Alright guys, so we're out on the lake now. I actually made a lot better time than I thought I would. I left around 5 a.m., got here at like 8:45, so it just took a little under 4 hours. And so kind of like I said in the beginning of the video, today is going to be mostly just me trying to figure out what part of the lake I'm going to be fishing, because I have about until around 4 p.m. to fish. It is 9:20 right now, so that gives us just a little bit, around 5 or 6 hours to fish for me. And I'm just gonna have to try to find a cove that I like and stick to it, because this is a kayak fishing tournament. So, you know, I'm very limited onto where I can really fish, even though I have a trolling motor, and it makes it a lot easier to get places. It's still, you know, this lake is just so massive. This cove here alone is just a tiny little span of one of the creeks of this lake. So if I don't like this cove, because I'm thinking right now this is probably where I'm going to fish the tournament at. This is like up north, kind of on the James River. The goals for today, I'm going to be throwing around this A-rig a lot, red crankbait, and probably a drop shot, to be honest with you. Water's still super cold. I mean, on my fish finder right now it's saying it's 79 degrees, which I know isn't right. So, you know, as of right now, I have a feeling it's going to be a little difficult getting them to bite, to be honest with you. You know, I don't have live scope or anything like that. I just have normal sonar, and so I can't just go around and find bait fish and throw right on top of them. So fishing out super deep is going to be a little more difficult. I'm hoping it's going to be warm enough to where they might be up on some of these docks. That's why I kind of chose this cove, because there's a lot of different structure. There's, you know, these rocky banks, there's bluffs, there's these, GoPro just turned off, there's these docks, there's all types of stuff. So I'm trying to just gonna use today to try to figure out where they're at, what they're liking, and, you know, see if I can develop some sort of pattern here. This dock's a little bit deeper. It'll be hanging up around there. I was seeing a bunch of fish on the fish finder right up on that point there, but I couldn't really get any of them to bite. Finally. I don't even know if that would score. This thing's fat. Damn. Look at the chunk, man. That's crazy. Finally, first fish of the day. What time is it? 11 o'clock. We've been fishing for like 2 hours. He's got some good weight on him, though. It's a good sign. I had a feeling that gizzard shad would work. I saw a bunch of them up under there alongside that dock on the fish finder, and I missed a bite not too long ago. All right, so a little update. I fished for about, what is it, probably 3.5, almost 4 hours. Morning started off super calm. It was nice weather and, you know, clear skies, and then it seemed like about an hour ago this like front came in, so now it's just super windy. I ended up deciding to get off the water for a little bit. I still got to finish packing up most of the kayak, but out there on the main channel, it's just super windy. The waves are pretty bad, especially in a kayak. Like, it's hard just to be able to stay in one place, and you're getting jostled around all the time. So I decided to come in for a little bit. Might go out later. I'm gonna go to my campsite now and kind of check it out, and then it's right on the water, so I might try to, you know, try to relaunch over there. Maybe the wind will be a little bit better on that side of the lake, because right now I'm probably about 30 minutes from my campsite. So good experience, I'd say, so far this morning. And I'm gonna go finish packing up the rest of this kayak and get it loaded up in the car, and I'll head to the campsite and kind of do a little better debrief there. Kind of want to show you guys what lures I want to use tomorrow, what I think will work, and I'm gonna have to make some adjustments, because tomorrow, what was that, like 1 fish in 3 hours? Like, that is not gonna be what we need. So gonna have to lock in and try to figure out what's working. All right, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I came back to the campsite, kind of unloaded things, got my stuff ready in the back so that way I could be ready to sleep and stuff tonight, and I passed out for probably close to 2 hours. I was so tired after waking up early this morning and then going out on the lake and trying to fish. So yeah, I came back and just literally passed out. Got some food too, so I have some snacks tonight. But I think now I'm gonna take the time, kind of go through my gear. I gotta restring one of my poles because I got snagged by one of the docks and lost my drop shot. So I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to kind of go through the game plan tomorrow, what lures I'm gonna be using, what I'm gonna be throwing, while I'm just retying everything. And to start it off, this is kind of what we had the most luck on today. The Crush City Gizzard Shad. With I can't remember what size jig head I had on it. I had 2 of these. I have these in this size, and I have the other ones in 3/8 ounce, but I can't remember what size this was. Something a little bit lighter, give it a little more finesse in the water. I have a feeling that this tomorrow is probably going to be what's working the best, just because this is what's been working the best from everywhere I've been fishing, including back home. It's kind of what I've been catching most of my fish on, like I said earlier in the video. And the most important part, really, when you're rigging these up, is that you include a little loop at the end of your line and not tying it directly to the bait like that. Might be kind of hard to see, but that kind of gives it the ability to kind of move around more in the water, gives it a little bit better action, makes it look a little bit more lively. All right, next thing we're throwing. I'm actually not going to retie this one just because I literally just tied it on right before I got off the water. But that lure is a jerkbait. I took off the A rig and put this on because, one, I have a little more confidence with the jerkbait. I've used it a lot more. The A rig I haven't really been using that long. I can cover a lot of water with the jerkbait. The only issue is, from what I was seeing on the fish finder, it seems like a lot of the fish are really deep. So, you know, this may be something I take off later, because I might want to, you know, try to fish a little deeper down on the water column. I cannot go nearly as deep as the A-rig with this. The A-rig I just cast out there, let it sink as far as I want. All right, the next rig we have, and the one that I missed that fish on, is the drop shot. So we got extra wide gap hook, and then about 12 inches down the line, a sinker. So that way when it hits the bottom, it kind of just suspends a little bit off the bottom. And then with that, I think I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I got these Z-Man finesse shads, and this is what I was using today, but I was using a different color. I think I'm gonna switch to just your typical green pumpkin and see how that does, because I was throwing a like shad colored one all day today, and just to kind of try to switch things up a little bit, I want to, you know, try the green pumpkin. But here's that shad colored one that I was throwing today. I think that looks really good. The name on this one's Meat Dog, but super natural looking. The way it just suspends in the water, I think it just looks so much better than a normal Texas rig. But I rigged these up just like you would a Texas rig, just slightly through the hole, or through the head, and just loop it back through the hook. And then I've also had I found with these, you also have to use a little bit of super glue at the head of the hook, or at the eye of the hook, just because this part will slide down on you pretty easily. But yeah, then it just hangs out in the water like that. Super neat. All right, for this pole, I'm definitely changing things up a little bit. I haven't had much of a reason really to even use this pole all that much since I've been here, because I have braid on it and I've been throwing more, you know, finesse things. So we're gonna switch it up, and we're gonna throw on a little jig with a tiny little Senko green pumpkin worm on it. I think this might work. I don't know. I don't have a ton of faith in jigs. I just one of those lures I don't have a ton of confidence with. I haven't caught a ton of fish on them, but you know, I want to get better. So, and they're good for the spring. So we're gonna try that tomorrow a little bit. Throw it around some docks, I'd assume. There's not really a ton of like brush and cover to throw into on this lake, at least wherever I dropped in at earlier. But if I can find some, like, you know, timber or something to throw into, like, that'd be, you know, ideal situation for this too. But I'm excited to use that, because I haven't really, like I said, don't have a ton of experience using jigs. Just something I've never really used a ton. All right, and then next, I went ahead and decided to keep the A-rig. So on here, three hooks, 2 extra plastics on the end. I think the plastic on here is like black crappie, I believe is what it is, on the Shimano with 20-pound fluoro. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this on, just because, one, I really want to try it, because I just bought it last winter, and it's good for this time of year. And this is essentially the same bait that I was catching the ones on the day, so we're gonna hang on to it. And it's easy to fish a lot of depths. The weight on these heads, 3/16. All right, and that is essentially all the rods I'm going to be using tomorrow. I have another one, but it's just a big flipping rod, and I don't really have much use for it here. So I think I just threw on a topwater lure, just in the event that maybe I want to throw some topwater. I don't think I probably will, but you know, it's good to have it on there. And I don't really have a ton of use for it fishing in this lake. It has like 50-pound braid on it. But the sunset is going to look pretty fire. Wind's died down a little bit, but it's still pretty crazy, especially up there on the hill where I'm camping. The wind gusts were insane earlier. I'm really hoping this water calms down and the wind calms down before the tournament tomorrow. But I think that is going to be it for tonight. I'm gonna wake up super early tomorrow morning because I have to drive 30 minutes to the location I wanna fish at, and I wanna just have everything ready before, you know, the tournament actually starts. So to be sitting there with the kayak ready to go in the water for, you know, be most efficient with our time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm probably just gonna hang out the rest of the night. I got a couple friends that are supposed to be getting in later tonight, so probably gonna go hang out with them a little bit. But yeah, I'll pick it up in the morning. All right, what's up, guys? It is 6:50, so line's in the water in 10 minutes. I just got on the lake, kayak's ready to go. We got fish blowing up on the bank. I think I'm gonna start out by fishing this bluff up here. Hopefully we can get into them pretty good. I'm having a good feeling. I changed spots. Got some Cheez-Its too for today. A little bit farther north than we were yesterday. So it's a chance I'm taking. Hopefully it pays off. But we will see. Okay.
Go down this bank,
Uh-huh.
then go in the cove of the marina and fish all the way down, all the way around.
Okay, so go that way.
Yep, with a rock crawler.
Okay.
And fish it like this. Go. You crank it down and you kind of pull.
Okay.
Crank it down and you pull. Just real easy.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. First tournament of the year. Fish jumping all over the place up here. 7 o'clock, right? Let's go.
I brought a rumor when it came down from the mountain. It spread quicker than the fire in your eyes. Heaven won't let me in. I took my medicine. Salt water couldn't quench my thirst at the fountain.
All right, guys, we just caught one. I didn't have the GoPro rolling because I was letting it charge a little bit, but I'll submit the picture on the screen right now. It was a 14-inch bass, finally on the board. We went from like 50th place to now we're in 20th. So freaking nice just to get something. And again, caught him on the Crush City Gizzard Shad, throwing up onto this little tree right here. I watched another bass try to chase it when I was already hooked on. So there's more under there, but from the time I got this fish submitted and everything, I think I might have scared him off because my kayak kind of got over there. I just really wanted to make sure I got something submitted. I know I see a lot of the other kayakers here using a crankbait, like a rock crawler, and obviously it's working. The dude, I'm pretty sure I saw the guy that's in first place right now with like 75 inches, and that's what he's doing. At least that's his kayak looks the same. So you know, obviously it's working, but I just can't seem to get it to work for myself. But yeah, kind of a bummer I didn't get that catch on camera, but I just really needed that catch. I think the only thing I can really do for the time being, since I'm having a lot of luck with the minnow, is every time I see one of these lay downs, kind of using it like I would a Texas rig. where I'll just see some cover, throw by it for a little bit, and then just keep hammering the bank with the crankbait. Great. I don't know. Maybe I try a different color. I know red is like, you know, goated springtime color, but you know, obviously right now it's not working. All right. All right, guys, so I pretty much fished each side of this cove for the most part. I didn't go super far back just because it gets pretty shallow, but I think what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna go to the end of this cove, go left, and try to cast alongside that bluff again like we were this morning. It's been pretty slow. It's been hard trying to get a bite. I haven't checked the leaderboards in a long time, so I don't really want to. But I don't know, I just kind of want to change things up a little bit, and I was throwing the spinnerbait for a while too and wasn't really getting bit on that either, so I'm thinking maybe when I get up here I'll throw like a swim bait with a one of those like rage swimmers and see if maybe we can get bit on that. Not really any sort of pattern developed yet at all. I've been throwing up on these docks too. It hasn't had a, that's right over there is where I caught that first bass. And that's really the only sort of bite I've gotten all day. Well, that might be the smallest bass I think I've ever seen. Is it 8 inches though? It is. It's a scoreable one. Well guys, I have been fishing for probably another 2 hours since the last time I turned the camera on. Maybe not that long, maybe like an hour. And it is just nothing, man. Tournament is almost over. I'm kind of just fishing up here until I get to the boat ramp, and I'm probably gonna pull out because I'm just not having much luck, and I'm absolutely starving. Kind of, in a way, what I expected, in terms of like it just being pretty hard. One, because it's early spring. Two, being I've never fished this lake before, and this lake is absolutely massive. So, yeah, honestly, cannot complain. Didn't get skunked, but definitely wish it could have went at least a little bit better. But you know, it was still a fun experience. I was able to get out here on the lake, enjoy this nice day, sit out here and just cast and cast and cast. But yeah, overall, like, this lake's super cool. I definitely need to come back here probably in the summer when it's a little bit nicer, because there's so much stuff to do here. I met up with some friends last night and we like hung out at their like a little hotel resort type thing on the lake. It's so nice. This place is definitely going to be another place I visit again. And that's kind of the goal of this like trail series for KAMO. They do one of these tournaments once a month at every single lake in Missouri, and they're all like the super big lakes and big, you know, tourist destinations for the area. So I'm excited to to go and see all of them. All right, we are going to call it there. All right, guys, that is going to kind of conclude the video. It is currently the next day. Last night I came and hung out with some friends at their resort that they were staying at, and it's like right on the lake. It's super sick. So we, ordered some food and just hung out and had a good time last night after the tournament was over. But yeah, didn't exactly get the outcome that we wanted, but it is what it is. It was still good just to get up here and have a good time with everybody. That was tournament round 1. Round 2 is next month at Pomme de Terre, so expect a video on that again. Yeah, super glad I got to do this. It's gonna be a good time. I'm really excited to see where the rest of these tournaments happen. But yep, if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Empty out your pockets, I need all that. I get the millions and I fall back. Chameleons, they change for some change. The days ain't the same, switch for the fame.